Hi, my name is Nelsa and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing morning, evening, day, or night whenever and wherever you're watching this video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, what are you doing? Go and smash that subscribe button right now. Give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to drop a comment down below. As you guys can see by the title of today's video, we will be discussing the 20 best Christmas movies that you should watch. So if you're binging Christmas movies right now or looking for something to keep you entertained until Christmas, which is in 4 days, then make sure to watch this video till the end. Enjoy! First up, we have Elf, which came out in 2003. This movie stars Will Ferrell as the main character, Buddy. This is a family-friendly movie/comedy. So, Buddy, the main character, was accidentally transported to the North Pole as a toddler and ended up being raised to adulthood by Santa's elves. But however, when he grows up, Buddy realizes that he isn't actually an elf, that he's a human being. So after finding out that his biological father is on Santa's naughty list, he ends up going to the human world to find his father. And after a DNA test actually proves that that's his father, he moves in with his father's family and starts adjusting to the human world. However, he doesn't really fit in because he's been raised by elves. This movie is hilarious and I recommend it for anyone who wants a good laugh or a family-friendly movie. The next movie worth mentioning is A Christmas Story. This is kind of an old movie from the 1980s. However, it is a Christmas classic. So this movie actually takes place in the 1940s and it follows a young kid named Ralphie Parker, and pretty much what he wants the most for Christmas is a Red Ryder air rifle, and he tries to do everything in his power to outwit everyone to get it for him. He tries to outwit his parents, his teacher, and even Santa Claus himself. But this movie is actually really funny and it's family friendly. You watch Ralphie also going through the ups and downs of growing up. This movie is yet another Christmas classic and a family comedy movie. This movie follows 8-year-old Kevin McAllister. He acts out the night before a family trip to Paris for Christmas, so his mom makes him sleep in the attic. However, the following day, the entire family accidentally leaves Kevin at home by himself, so he ends up being home alone while they're in Paris. So while he's home alone, Kevin actually gets really excited because he thinks that he can get away with everything he wants to do, but then he realizes that 2 different con men are actually trying to rob the different houses in the neighborhood he lives in, so he ends up saving the day by stopping them. You definitely can't talk about Home Alone without talking about Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, which is the sequel to the Christmas classic. In this particular movie, this time, the McAllisters do not forget Kevin back at home. They get him to the airport, but at the airport, Kevin ends up getting lost, so they lose him. And so while the family goes to Florida, where they were supposed to be heading, Kevin ends up being stuck in New York with his father's credit card, money, and bag. So he ends up using his dad's credit card to get himself a fancy hotel, buy himself a lot of food, do everything he wants to do. But then he ends up finding the same 2 con men that tried to rob his neighborhood back in Home Alone 1, and they tried to hunt down this kid and to get rid of him. But of course, Kevin uses his smarts once again to get them in big trouble. In this specific movie, the con men are trying to rob an old man's toy store before Christmas, and of course, Kevin ends up saving the day. The next movie on the list is The Best Man Holiday. So in this movie, a group of college friends finally meet up after 15 years of not seeing each other, and they realize that while some things have remained the same, a lot of things have also changed. One of the characters is struggling with writer's block, with publishing, lost his job. Another friend ends up getting cancer. Another one has expensive fertility treatments. Another one is a retired football player. And all their lives, the tensions, the changes, everything, it comes into play into this movie. While this film is indeed a drama, it's also a comedy and makes you crack up and laugh and smile. This 2006 film is a comedy and it's family friendly. In this movie, Steve, a suburban dad and Christmas enthusiast, feels like he has to outdo his new neighbor Danny, who dreams to illuminate his house with enough lights to make it visible from space. And Steve and Danny's war of one-upping each other threatens to drag the Christmas spirit through the slush. This film contains a lot of dark comedy and is not as family friendly as the other movies. In this film, Willie T. Stokes and his partner reunite once again for a holiday con. They pose as a mall Santa and his elf to rip off shopping outlets on Christmas Eve. However, Willie's life is falling apart. He's depressed and alcoholic, and his behavior starts to draw the suspicion of mall security. But then Willie ends up befriending a small boy, and that starts to bring out his kinder side. So this film is the sequel to Bad Santa. And in this movie, Willie and his sidekick decide to knock off a Chicago charity on Christmas Eve. However, in this sequel, they are joined by two new characters. They are joined by Willie's mom and also by a man by the name of Thurman Merman, who is a 250-pound ray of sunshine who ends up bringing out Willie's sliver of humanity. This film is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It is once again an older movie, but it is a very family-friendly comedy and a Christmas classic. As the holidays approach, Clark Griswold wants to have a perfect family Christmas, so he pesters his wife Ellen and children as he tries to make everything in his house look perfect, including the trees and the decorations, but things get bad really quickly when his cousin Eddie and his family show up unplanned and start living in their camper on the Griswold property. This is another great family-friendly movie. It includes different aspects of comedy and drama. So a popular radio DJ is suddenly fired, and because he's fired, he no longer has as much money, so he has to move in with his aunt and bring along with him his 4 spoiled children who are used to living a life of luxury with a lot of money. And in the meantime, he also has to create a plan to return back to the radio industry. There's also a little bit of romance in this movie. So this film is a live action take of Dr. Seuss's famous book, The Grinch. So in this movie, the Grinch decides to ruin Christmas for all the cheery citizens of Whoville, and he decides to come down from his mountaintop home and sneak into the town to swipe everything holiday related from the Whos. However, he finds a hitch in his plans when he encounters the endearing little kid, Cindy Lou Who. This film is a comedy/action movie. Underappreciated and overburdened moms Amy, Kiki, and Carla rebel against the challenges and expectations of the Super Bowl for moms, which is Christmas. And creating the perfect holiday is hard enough for them, but they also have to do it while hosting and entertaining their own respective mothers when they come to visit. So this movie is a really cute comedy/romance. 1 week before Christmas, a duchess decides to switch places with an ordinary woman from Chicago who looks exactly like her, and both of them end up falling in love with each other's beaux, which is really interesting. This is an animated film and family-friendly movie. It's about a little boy who does not believe in Santa Claus, so he ends up taking an extraordinary train ride to the North Pole, where he embarks on a journey of self-discovery that shows him that the wonder of life never fades for those who believe, and he actually gets to meet Santa. This film is a family drama by Tyler Perry. All his movies are absolutely hilarious. In this movie, Medea accompanies her niece Eileen to the small town of Buck Tussle to pay a surprise visit to Eileen's daughter Lacey, who has refused to come home for Christmas. The real reason Lacey is avoiding her judgmental mother is that she has secretly married Connor, a white classmate from college. When Eileen and Medea arrive at Lacey's farm, she tells him that Connor is an employee, but her lie soon spins out of control. This movie is a comedy and fantasy movie. It involves 2 Claus brothers. One is Fred, who is a troublemaker, and the other one is the polar opposite, his saintly sibling, Nicholas. When Fred's criminal ways finally land him in big trouble, Nicholas bails him out and brings him to the North Pole to work off the debt by making toys. However, the headaches mount for Saint Nick, who not only must deal with his troublemaking brother, but also an efficiency expert who has come to evaluate Santa's operation. This is a comedy and romance movie starring Queen Latifah. She plays the introverted saleswoman Georgia Bird, and when this character realizes that she has a terminal illness, she decides to reflect on what has been causing her overly cautious life. So she withdraws her life saving and jets off to Europe, where she lives like a millionaire. She ends up charming everyone she meets, including renowned chef Didier. The only thing missing from her life ends up being her longtime crush. This is a family/fantasy movie. It is Disney's take on the Nutcracker. In this movie, young Clara needs a magical one-of-a-kind key to unlock a box that contains a priceless gift. A golden thread leads her to the coveted key, but it soon disappears into a strange and mysterious parallel world. In that world, she meets a soldier named Philip, a group of mice, and the regents who preside over 3 realms. Clara and Philip must now enter a 4th realm to retrieve the key and restore harmony to the unstable land. This is a family-friendly movie, and it is probably the oldest film on this list, but it is a classic. In this movie, Charlie Brown is depressed by all the commercialism he sees around him surrounding Christmas, so he tries to find a deeper meaning to Christmas and asks himself what Christmas is really all about. This movie is an animated movie, and it's also family friendly. It follows the misadventures of Jack Shellington, Halloween Town's beloved Pumpkin King, who has become bored of the same annual routine of frightening people in the real world. So when Jack accidentally stumbles on Christmas Town with all its bright colors and warm spirits, he gets a new lease on life, and he plots to bring Christmas under his control by kidnapping Santa Claus and taking over the role. But Jack soon discovers even the best laid plans of mice and skeleton men can go seriously awry. Okay, so that was it for today's video. If you made it this far, please make sure to comment down the Christmas tree emoji that is currently on the screen. Please don't forget to go and give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for your love and support. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!
Just see those sleigh bells jingle and ring.